And now I'm bringing up next Dan Gingiss, another beautiful, bald human being who is going to share his thoughts and insights on leadership and how he's making a bald difference in the world. And what was the special thing you called yourself? What was your slogan?
The experience maker, that's my
The
brand.
experience maker. I love it. I love it. And you got a sexy shirt too. Let's see the
I
shirt.
do. Well, here you go. I wore it just for you here today, Paul. My
My
kids
my
got me this shirt, and I
my
felt
brother.
like I don't usually wear it on video podcasts, but I thought this was the perfect one to wear it. So
Awesome. Well, I'm gonna let you
thanks for
have your
having
eight
me.
minutes and jump in.
Awesome. Well, hello, everyone. My name is Dan Gingiss. As Paul mentioned, my brand is the Experience Maker, and I am all about creating remarkable experiences that your customers can't wait to share. So I got my start in corporate America, working in marketing for some big companies that you've probably heard of, Discover Card, Humana, McDonald's, and I worked in almost every marketing channel there is. And then I fell into customer experience and I realized that customer experience was actually a better form of marketing than any of those other channels. Why? Because it generates word of mouth. And I've been listening to all these inspiring people here on this show. And how do we get their voices louder? How do we get their businesses to grow? Word of mouth. We need people talking about them, right? And it's always better when somebody else is talking about you than when you're talking about yourself. And this works in every single industry. And I have the pleasure as a keynote speaker now today. I do keynotes, workshops, coaching and consulting, and I work across pretty much every industry. I like to joke that if you have customers, I can probably help you. And that goes from fast food restaurants to literally, oil and gas companies, heavy machinery, promotional products, any of it, because the way to stand out today is to have a unique experience. So think about the options. We could compete on price, except that's a losing game. It's a race to the bottom. Just think about the gas stations that are right across the street from each other, right? One of them brings down gas by a penny, the other one copies, and down they go. And as consumers, we might like that. They're giving away the gas for free at some point, but probably not a good business model. We could compete on product or service, but the problem there is almost everything today can be copied. And here I think about one of the most innovative companies of our generation, which was Uber. And nobody would deny that they absolutely, completely reset the transportation industry, not just the taxi industry. And yet today you get in a car at the airport, and chances are you can't tell if you're in an Uber or a Lyft because the driver's probably working for both companies. And so now the product itself is indistinguishable from its competitor. And I think that's an issue. So if we can't compete on price and we can't compete on product, the only thing that's left is experience. And this is what I teach people to do all over the country, all over the world. I look at my job as to create a remarkable experience for audiences while inspiring them to do the same for their customers. And yeah, we can do this in our personal lives as well for our personal brands. Again, as we're trying to get our message out to more people, instead of just shouting from the rooftops, if we can get other people talking about us, that's going to be far more effective. And so, since we're talking about books today, I just released the second edition of my book. It's called Becoming the Experience Maker: Turn Everyday Interactions into Remarkable Customer Experiences. It's actually an expanded edition of my first book, which was just called The Experience Maker. I added in a whole bunch more of case studies and real life stories from companies that are just so fun. They're all positive. One of the things about my brand is I'm all about positivity. I only want to highlight the companies that are doing it right because we know that the ones that are messing up, they get hit on pretty hard in social media. And so I don't need to pile on to that. So the book is really about here are lots of amazing companies doing things right and using a methodology that I created called WISER, because I want everybody to be wiser than their competition when it comes to customer experience. And WISER stands for Witty, Immersive, Shareable, Extraordinary, and Responsive. And these are really 5 steps to how you can stand out with experience so that you don't have to compete on price or on product. Doesn't have to be expensive, doesn't have to be operationally complex. We don't need to invest in millions of dollars of technology or AI. It's really about getting the little things right. And if you think about your experience as a consumer or maybe as a business person, and maybe you're buying things for your business as well, you think about who we buy from. Well, we buy from people that we like, and we buy from companies that make us feel good. We go to restaurants that treat us well, not just give us good food, but give us a good overall experience as well. One of the people I interviewed for the book was actually a former Iron Chef and Top Chef. And I asked her about the importance of the food at her restaurants versus the importance of the experience. And I got to be honest, I expected as a chef that she was going to tell me like 80-20 food, but she didn't. She said it was 50-50. And I think she's absolutely right. I had another restaurateur tell me I can have fantastic food and terrible service and I won't have any customers. But if I have good food and great service, then I have customers forever. So that's a little bit about me, Paul, and I am about inspiring people to create remarkable experiences, which hopefully has a ripple effect down to all of us because we're all consumers in our real lives.
Awesome. Awesome. Dan, thank you for sharing your wonderful experience and making that really concise. I love the book in your second edition. How does one, two questions, actually three questions. One, can you drop the WISER methodology back in either in the chat or just tell everyone what that acronym stands for? Because I think that we don't want to miss that. I got Witty and I got Immersive, and I didn't get the SE and R.
Sure, it's shareable, extraordinary, and responsive.
Shareable, extraordinary, and responsible. Responsible.
Responsive. So we want
Responsive.
to respond to our customers whenever they're talking about us. It could be in social
Awesome.
media, it could be on ratings and review sites, etc.
Awesome. And how does one get the book and how do they contact you?
The book, it should be available anywhere you shop for books. So I won't name any of the big brands, but you can go there, you can go to independent bookstores, and you should be able to order it. And then to find me, I'm pretty easy to find. Nobody else has my last name. So if you just Google me, you're going to find me. You'll find my website, LinkedIn, all the places that I am.
Awesome. But thank you, my bald brother. It's such a wonderful to have you here today, sharing your insight and knowledge and wisdom and what you're doing to make a bold difference in the world. We thank you for being here, and we look forward to. I'm going to connect with you. Yeah, I've already done that. Hopefully, you've seen
Awesome.
that, and then we shall have further conversation.
Well, thank you. I really appreciate being here today. And shout out to all my bald brothers and sisters out there.
Awesome. Thank you, Dan.